Hello, third graders, or zoologists, as I like to call you. Welcome to our lesson today on our new group of animals. So we have been learning about all of the different classifications. We've learned about arthropods, fish, amphibians, and reptiles. And we will start a new group today. But before we do that, let's go ahead and review what we have learned so far. So I'm going to give you a clue and see if you can figure out the group that it is called. I breathe oxygen using lungs, have hard, scaly skin, and lay eggs in nests. Some examples of animals that are in my group are lizards and snakes. What group of animals am I? Take a moment and think about it. This group of animals would be the reptiles. Exactly. Remember, reptiles have that hard, scaly skin. They only have the lungs. They do not live part-time in water. All right, here's our next question. I do not have a spine, and I am the group that makes up most of the animals on Earth, including insects, arachnids, crustaceans, and many other types of animals. What group of animals am I? What is that called? Those ones without a spine. They are the invertebrate animals. Remember, without a backbone or spine. Most of the animals like insects. All right, here's another one. At the beginning of my life, I am an aquatic animal and breathe using gills. But as I grow, I slowly develop lungs and morph into a water and land animal. What group of animals am I? What's that group called that starts in the water and goes to land? You should say amphibians. Remember, amphibians like frogs and toads. I am a classification of animals that is made up of amphibians, mammals, birds, fish, and reptiles that all have backbones. What group of animals am I? Hopefully you used the clue from earlier. This group of animals is called the vertebrates. Exactly. All right, so we just finished doing reptiles. Remember, they have hard, scaly skin. They lay eggs in nests on land, and they breathe air through their lungs. So let's get ready to start our new group today, which is birds. We're going to be learning all about birds. So go ahead and grab your reading packet. And in your reading packet, you're going to open up to the section on birds, which happens to be page 63 at the bottom. And you can follow along with me today. So birds are the second largest class of vertebrates. Second largest. Birds are the only animals with feathers. So that's an important thing to think about. If it has a feather, it has to be a bird. Feathers help these warm-blooded animals fly and help them maintain a constant body temperature. So if you remember, we learned about warm-blooded means that their body temperature stays the same. All birds have 2 legs, 2 wings, and a mouth without teeth called a beak. I'll say that again. All birds have 2 legs, 2 wings, and a mouth without teeth called a beak. Like reptiles, birds have scales on their legs, and birds breathe with lungs. So let's go over that. They have feathers, 2 legs, 2 wings, a beak, and scales on their legs, plus they breathe with lungs. And of course, they're vertebrates and then warm-blooded. So here's a picture of feathers from a bird. Feathers, remember, act as insulation. It's an extra layer that protects birds' skin from the sun so they don't get burnt and traps in heat, providing energy and warmth in the winter months. Because they are warm-blooded like you and I, they still get colds like we do. So they have these feathers, which is like their blanket and keeps them warm. Birds' strong muscular wings and airy feathers help them fly. The feathers mesh together when the wings flap downward to push against the air. Then the feathers part again when the wings sweep upward again, letting air through. So they come together to push down, like if you were to bring your fingers together to push down, and then as they go up, their fingers spread apart. Think about putting your hand out the window when the car is moving, or under the fast air of the hand dryer. If your fingers are together, like I just talked about, then you push back against the air, just like the wings. And then if you spread them, the air moves through your fingers easily, just like when they spread their wings, making it easier for them to lift. Beaks. Look at all these different kinds of beaks of these birds. Beaks are often used to identify birds. The main function of a beak is for feeding. That's how they eat. So the shape of a bird's beak can help scientists identify what the birds eat. This egret, right here in the top middle, uses their beaks to grab small little prey like snails and crayfish in the water, and to spear or stab, would be another word to use that, larger prey such as frogs and snake. So it needs that long, skinny beak. In the middle here is a finch. This is in the middle. And it uses its beak to crack open seeds of a shell. So it's got like this point on the front of it to help it be able to crack open the shell. Just like a toucan, it has that. You can see this one obviously is going to be getting water of some sort. I can tell by its beak that it's collecting, versus this eagle that has a point for ripping open. So birds' beaks indicate what they eat. Another clue to help figure out about birds and their habitat is their feet. They tell us about their lifestyle. Predator birds like a hawk, which is up here, have long talons or claws to catch their prey. Wading birds like a heron have long legs and toes that spread their weight across the sand. Their legs are also long so they can go deeper into the water without their feathers getting wet. This bird is a perching bird, and they have a single rear toe back here called a hind to help it grasp the branch. This bird is got webbed feet for swimming like a duck and a geese. So each one of their feet tells me a little bit about the bird. All birds have wings. We just talked about 2 wings, but not all birds are able to fly. Flying is not a qualification. Penguins are probably the best known birds that do not fly. Penguins make up for not flying by being good swimmers. So they don't fly, but they swim. Ostriches, the largest birds of all, can't fly either, but they can run very fast with their large, powerful legs. So here is some ostriches. They're the biggest birds on Earth. They have a 7-foot wingspan. So if they were to open their wings all the way from tip to tip, it would be 7 feet across. Birds have lightweight, hollow bones to help them fly. Hollow means there's nothing in the middle, so they're really light. Bird bones are extremely light with lots of air cavities or hollow places, but not all birds can fly. Even with light, hollow bones and strong wings, the biggest bird, like this ostrich, are still too heavy to fly. They're just too heavy. Penguins have wings, but they don't fly. They act like flippers to help them move quickly through the Arctic waters up to 15 miles per hour. It's pretty fast, isn't it? Baby birds are not born alive. They hatch from eggs. The eggs have a hard shell. Most birds lay their eggs in a nest. Birds sit on their eggs to keep them warm and safe until the eggs hatch. The parents usually take care of the babies until they can fly. So the birds stay with their mommies until they're able to fly on their own. Here's some baby bird eggs. All birds lay eggs. Their eggs have a yolk and a hard shell. Most birds prepare a nest or a shelter for their young using whatever materials are available in nature. And you can see here that this bird has some sticks. It looks like maybe some fabric that it had found. Here's a leaf down here to make its nest. Some birds make nests from twigs and straw, like this bird up here. Others build nests of mud. Woodpeckers create cavities in trees. So they dig out the cavity of the tree or the hole in the tree. Kingfishers bore into riverbanks. That's what these are. They actually go into the riverbank. These nests provide safe places protecting both eggs and baby chicks from harsh weather and animal predators. Some birds, like chickens, are able to see, walk, and feed themselves almost immediately after hatching, so they can take care of themselves. However, many baby birds need their parents to care for them for a long time. And you can see these baby birds, excuse me, have no feathers and they are not able to fly, so the mama bird goes and gets the food to feed to these babies who are ready. All right, you'll watch this video in the next lesson and then take some notes on birds.